What is up, guys? This is Wackijo speaking, and today we will be talking about how to match rev. So today the weather is pretty good, not too hot, and I don't think it's gonna rain anytime soon. So it'll be much easier for me to demonstrate how to do a proper match rev. So before we start off with how to do a match rev, it's always better to understand what is a match rev and why we do it. And I believe for those of you who are watching this video, you have seen lots of how to match rev videos on YouTube. And for those who have gotten how to do a match rev, it's good for you. But for those who are watching this video, I assume that you still haven't gotten how to do a proper one, and probably you are facing some difficulties. So today, this video, I hope I'm able to better explain and try to get some points out to the viewers. Yeah, basically that's it. So what is a match rev? So basically, match rev, when we do a normal downshift, we will basically be clutching in, downshifting on to your lower gear, and then slipping out the clutch slowly. So the engine disengages from the transmission, you lower down the gear, and the engine gets back on with the transmission, and the engine starts to slow the wheels down. So basically the transmission is also known as your gearbox. So when we do a match rev, we will clutch in. The extra step will be to blip that throttle. So you'll be doing a few things simultaneously. You're gonna clutch in, blip that throttle, downshift, and then let go the clutch. So when you blip the throttle, basically you are raising the RPM of the motorcycle to match the transmission, because whenever you disengage the engine from the transmission, the engine is naturally the engine will start to slow down by itself. But however, the transmission, which is connected to the wheels, it will be rolling at the same speed. So when the wheels start to roll at this certain speed, for example probably about 80 kilometers per hour, you disengage it, the engine will start to slow down. So they will naturally be at a slower speed. So when you engage it back, the engine will pick up the speed of the transmission, therefore the RPM will go up, and then the engine will start to bring it back down. So you gotta try to understand that theory, but I think it will be much easier for me to show you how to do it, and based on the RPM meter here as well. So let's get on with it. So how we gonna do a match rev? There are four steps. Like what I explained earlier, you're gonna do basically these 4 steps. You are gonna do at the same time. Almost at the same time, but I would say, yeah, probably at the same time. So you're gonna clutch in. Whoa, sorry, this is a slope. You're gonna clutch in, blip that throttle, downshift, and then you're gonna let go that throttle. Alright, you gotta remember those 4 steps. So I'll be showing you how we're gonna do it. And yeah, all right. Okay. So why we do match revving is because when we do match rev, when you don't do match rev, you usually do the normal slipping of the clutch method when you do an engine braking. Alright, I think it's better if I show you the normal slipping of the clutch method before we go on to match revving. So when we downshift normally using the engine braking without match shift, this is how it looks. You're gonna downshift. You see the RPM raising? Yep. There's no bleeping of the throttle, nothing like that. Alright, let's do it again. Normal downshift. You see, there's an abrupt jerk. Well, the jerk usually happens between the third and from the third gear downwards, because probably the gear ratio, the gap between the gear ratio of the lower gears are much wider. Alright, so that's your normal slipping of the clutch method, engine braking. Okay, now, let me find a good time to stop. Okay, now we are gonna do the... Alright, actually there's no need to stop. Okay, now we are gonna try to do the match rev. So basically match rev will make your downshift smoother, much smoother. Hey, Sarah, what's this? What is that? What happens, yeah? Alright. Okay, I can't run at a really high speed here because there's a speed camera somewhere. It just passed me lah, but yeah, it's better to be safe. So, say we wanna do a downshift now. We're gonna Yep, you see that blip of the throttle? Okay, now I'm in the 6th gear. Coming onto the traffic light, I'll be downshifting. So we're gonna go to 5th, 4th, to the 3rd. Oh, probably I didn't do that well there. So yeah, that's the idea of match revving. So now I'm in the 6th gear again. I'm gonna do a U-turn. So before that, I'm gonna downshift. Downshift to 5th, to 4th. 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So you can hear that engine starts to woo, woo, woo. Alright, I'm back to 6th gear now. So when I did the slowing down before the U-turn thing, basically there is no abrupt jerk or anything like that. It's very smooth. So once you get it down, it makes your whole ride much more comfortable. think the camera shifted. Alright, so now I'm gonna stop right somewhere around here. Okay. So basically that's about it. I will be plugging off the microphone from the GoPro so that you are able to hear how mesh revving is like. When we do a mesh rev, most of the time no, sorry, what am I talking about? So when we do a mesh rev on different bikes mesh rev really differently. So you gotta try it out on your personal bike and try to adjust accordingly to how the mesh rev works best for your bike. And practice makes perfect. Try to get it down at a wide road where there's lesser cars. I'm doing a video here because I think that this is the best stretch that I can find. If I were to do this on the road, on the streets, there'll be too much traffic. Actually also can lah, but I don't really, I think it's much more dangerous to practice there. So keep practicing, try to get that split second shift, multitasking, clutch, throttle, downshift, release stuff. Oh yeah, okay, a few things to note is that when you do your mesh revving, make sure to bleep. You just have to bleep just a little bit, bleep off. The first time I actually tried mesh revving, I bleeped too much. So when you bleep too much and you slip that throttle, you will feel that the bike starts to jerk forward. If the bike starts to jerk forward, that's probably a sign to say that you rev too much. And if you rev too little, you will still feel that abrupt jerk. So that tells you that you have not bleeped that throttle enough. So try to get that even throttle and clutch balance, and you will not feel that abrupt jerk no matter which gear you are downshifting to. And one mistake that I would say, probably a more dangerous one, is that when you bleep that throttle, you don't close it fully. You bleep and then you somehow forgot to switch it off, and then you start to throw the clutch. That will put you in a wheelie situation. So please don't do that. Never throw your clutch fully. You will still have to release the clutch. You can release the clutch a little faster this time because you're doing mesh revving, but you don't throw it out fully. And remember to always close that throttle. If you open the throttle, you throw the clutch, boom, one wheel, there you go, man. So always beware of that. So I'll be removing the microphone from this GoPro for you to hear more clearly how mesh revving sounds. So yeah, you've seen the demonstration. Hope that helps with your match revving technique. Once you've gotten down the this basic match rev technique, probably you can go on to a much more advanced match revving to use the front brakes and also do the match revving at the same time. So what you're gonna do is that you are gonna brake. You can actually use the rear and front brakes while you're match revving, which is advisable. So you're using the brakes and also the engine braking at the same time in a much smoother fashion. So basically you'll be braking. You see the front brakes, I'm grabbing it, brake, bleep that throttle, brake, bleep that throttle. So everything will be the same, clutch in. Oh sorry, everything will be the same, just that you're braking, you're gonna clutch in and bleep that throttle at the same time and then release the clutch. So it's just this additional front brake. I can show you as I proceed back to end the video. Alright, time to head back and show you how to brake and match rev at the same time. This is really a nice long stretch of road. In Singapore, I guess there's only about 3 I would say yes, 3 of such roads. Is it? Yeah, one is Woodlands Avenue 12, that long stretch. Lim Chu Kang, this is one of them. The airport, I believe airport there's one more long stretch, right? So total of 3 of this long stretch of roads in Singapore. I would really love to ride my bike overseas, travel along the mountain edges, countryside with those very long stretch. It would really be an experience. Alright, let's say if I'm gonna take this turn on the left, it's downshift. Okay, we're gonna brake, downshift, downshift, downshift again. We're gonna enter the corner and go. So basically, when you gotten down this technique of braking and match revving, blipping the throttle and stuff, I think the next step you can go on to practice is doing trail braking. I've seen a few videos online where they do trail braking, and they mentioned that trail braking is only a track. You can only use trail braking on the track, which I also believe is not true. You can actually use trail braking anywhere, but probably at a less traffic congested area. In Singapore, the traffic is too much, and I don't really have the chance to practice trail braking because usually I have to slow down or even stop to look out for traffic. But unlike when you are riding in the countryside, long stretch of roads with sudden corners, or mountain riding by the mountains, then there's a corner where you can't see how sharp the corner is. Probably trail braking can help, but in Singapore, nah, very rare you're able to do a trail braking. Alright, coming on to the next left corner. Gonna brake, downshift, downshift, set the entry speed. See what I mean? I have to look out for traffic, and I can't really do a full trail brake, full straight to the corner. Not say I can't do a trail brake lah, it's just that there's no need for that, but you can still practice it on the road. So I hope this video helps with teaching you how to do a proper match rev. If it helps, let me know, or if there's things that I missed out, or there's things I can improve on, you can also let me know. I'm open to suggestions, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Let's stay wacky, shall we?